Hey guys, Captain here. Today I'm bringing you another one of my LEGO videos, a highly anticipated video. I finally have for you the Pokemon Sun and Moon starters. That is Decidueye, Incineroar, and Primarina. Now a lot of the reason for the delay in me finally making this video is because I honestly kind of had a hard time designing them. I guess Incineroar wasn't too bad, and Decidueye wasn't terrible either. Primarina took me a while to figure out, and even then I'm still not super happy with like the proportions of Incineroar. It's pretty big, especially relative to other Pokemon I've built. I think they turned out alright, not the proudest of them, and there are a small amount of color scheming issues with Primarina, but I think overall, you know, I think Decidueye and Primarina turned out decently still, and Incineroar, again, could use some proportioning work. But with that aside, let's get on to the instructions. So here are all the pieces you'll need for Decidueye. I'm sorry if some of the green blends in, but there's actually not too much green. Although there are a couple pieces, they're all really small. The largest pieces are kind of this dark tan color and white for the body. So anyway, let's get started. Really, we could start with whatever we want. I guess let's pick the head so I can get these green pieces out of the way. You'll take a Travis brick, of course, a very useful piece. And on the back side, you'll stick a 1x1 green plate. On the front side, get a cheese slope in navy blue. On the top, stick a jumper plate, and what you can do is you can center it there because there's this little peg on the underside. And do the same thing on the sides with two 1x2 green plates. I think tiles would work fine as well, but I went with plates. And then on the top, go for a white cheese slope on that stud of the jumper plate. On the underside, what you're going to do is take a green stud and place it right there, and we're going to put that aside for a moment. What we want to do is take a green 1x3 plate and put green 1x2s hanging off the sides like this. And now we can stick the head on, and this gives us a very small range of motion for these plates. We can kind of angle them just a little bit, which we're going to want to do. And now we can build the rest of the body. So we could start with the legs. Take two white claw plates, the horizontal claw plates, and on each of them stick a white cylinder. On each of those stick a white 1x1 brick, and stick those into the underside of a white 1x3 brick. Now you'll want to get three of these modified bricks in white with a 1x1 bricks with a stud, or rather a stud on one side. Two of them actually could be headlights if you really wanted, but one of them definitely needs to be this kind of brick. So one will go in the center facing outwards like this, and the other two on the sides will face backwards. And on the front one, we will center a green jumper plate, and on that a little orange flower type sprocket. Now to build the wings, what we'll do, you'll do this symmetrically, so I have one already built, but you'll take one of these, I think it's 3x6, that seems like the dimensions, yeah, 3x6 wedge plates in dark tan, a 2x4 wedge plate in dark orange, and then and stick that on the underside here. And then on the back, you'll take two of these white claw plates, or claw tiles rather, and stick a T-bar in there. And this actually lets us angle the wings a decent bit with the holes from this from these modified 1x1 bricks. Let's hold it together and put our head on top so it's all nicely held in place. And now we can place the wings. So you can stick those in there. And this gives us a little bit of ability to kind of angle these, which is nice. Now, Decidueye has really big wings, which kind of cover most of its body. And so I think I did a decent job in capturing that, especially with like when you angle it, it seems maybe like it wraps around its body a little bit. It's not perfect, but I think it's all right. And, you know, for the most part, I think Decidueye turned out okay. And with the pieces I was working with, I think I did a good job. Although Incineroar takes a bunch of pieces, we can use some symmetry because the legs and the arms are built the same way, so there's not quite so much to build here. Anyway, we could start from the bottom up. So to make the feet, start with a 1x2 red plate. On top of that, place a 1x1 red tile and a 1x1 red claw tile. And then into that, stick one of these 1x2 hinge plates that the tile can grab onto. On top of that, place a 1x2 plate with a claw. And on top of that, place a 1x2 black grill. Now this maybe could be a little shorter, or somewhere with where the legs attach to the torso could be a little shorter to make Incineroar's proportions a little more normal relative to other Pokemon. But anyways, build this twice and you've got the legs. So next thing we'll do is we will take 2 more of these 1x2 claw plates in red, and take a 3-length black bar, kind of stick them into the middle there, and to quickly hold this together, in both the front and the back down here, we'll place a 1x2 red plate, and then on top and on bottom again, we'll place a translucent orange 1x2 plate. And in the back, while we're at it, we can also stick a dark gray 1x2 plate. But now what we do is we stick the legs onto the sides of this. As you can see, maybe if I were more clever in some way or used different pieces or something like that, I could make this a little shorter, so that maybe we could buy like a stud of height here, and it would be just a bit shorter. But because these claws kind of stick out, this is what I have to work with for now. Again, I think if there's anything I could redo about Incineroar, it would probably be the proportioning, largely dealing with the legs. And what we also want to do is build a tail. So we do take 1 more of these red 1x2 claw plates, stick it on top of a black one, and then in that stick one of these 1x2 red hinge plates, and a 1x1 black tile, and a red cheese slope on there. And now we stick this into the bar from the back side. There's a little bit of room for it to grip right there. Now what we do is we take some wedge plates in dark gray, 2x3 wedge plates, stick 2 of those in the back, and then up here what we want to do is stick 2 1x2 black claw plates. In the middle here, place 1 dark gray 1x2 plate, and now we'll build the arms. So to do this, we take, it's a lot like the tail, we take a black 1x2 claw plate, attach a 1x2 red hinge plate, beneath that place a 1x2 red claw plate, and on top of that place another black grill. And we stick that in here, make 2 of them, and then top that off to hold it together with 2 more 2x3 dark gray wedges. And then to hold it together a little more and make the abs, we stick 2 grill plates right here above the translucent orange plate. Finally, for the head, take a red briefcase piece, on top of it stick a red 1x2 plate, yellow 1x2 plate, and 2 black cheese slopes to look like the ears. And stick that in there, and we've got a pretty nice looking but really, really tall Incineroar. So here are the pieces for Primarina, and actually if you've got a really sharp eye, I think you might be able to notice a coloring difference. There is one piece that's been swapped out since the very first clip where I introduced Primarina. I realized there was a color scheming difference, but I did actually have 1 more of these kind of medium azure cheese slopes. Yeah, I think medium azure is the color. So I was able to fix that a little bit. The other color scheming difference that I don't have the fix for is this round 2x2 plate in medium blue. If you could also get that in medium azure, that would be awesome. But I kind of didn't think to do that. I'm not even sure if these exist in medium azure, so it'll have to do. But anyway, let's get started. And we could work with the tail first. That's probably the simplest portion to build. So you take one of these rounded 2x2 plates. Again, if you can get one in medium azure, that's awesome, but medium blue will work fine. And then take an ice cream cone piece, or rather an ice cream scoops piece, and stick that in there to act as the tail. It's not the best tail I could think of, or that like is possibly conceivable, but for what I had to work with, it's probably the best one. I don't believe they make like the twig piece in white. If they did, that would be a bit of a better choice. So if they ever do, maybe I'll revisit the Sun and Moon starters and improve them a little bit. But anyway, in that, stick a large 2x2 blue cone, and then 2 rounded 2x2 plates in blue. And now take one of these hinge bricks. I don't have the best vocabulary to describe it, but again, it's one of these hinge bricks that connects with these kinds of rotating plates, these hinge plates. And so stick that into the underside here, and we're going to angle it all the way up so that it can kind of lie on its side. And we'll put that away for now. For the body, what we'll want to do is start with a 1x2 white brick. Foolishly, I don't have a 1x2 white brick on me, so I just stuck 3 plates together. But with this lighting, you can't even tell the difference. But importantly, and I think all modern 1x2 bricks have this, get one with a little bit of a tube in the middle here, because what we'll want to do is we'll actually take a Travis brick and stick it downwards like this in here, and another Travis brick sideways. And so we'll take 2 of these hinge plates, 1x2 hinge plates, and place them on the lower Travis brick. And in the front there, maybe you'll want to do this step first, place a 1x1 white tile. Then in the front of this other Travis brick, place a white cone and a pink stud on top of that. A pink 1x1 tile on one side and a white 1x1 tile on the other side. And then a medium azure cheese slope on top. And this will go into this hinge brick here. Now for the headpiece for Primarina, which I think is, I've scaled it a little better, but maybe still a little too large. But I really like the way this came out, so I'm rolling with it. You'll take one of these kind of flower type medium azure round pieces. I'm not even super sure what this was. I'm going to guess it was from some elves set, and I guess it could be a number of things. But anyway, it's kind of flower shaped. Take a medium azure rounded kind of top piece and place that on top. And now you could make it a little smaller if you exclude these white pieces. I guess that's something I really should consider, but I think it adds a little bit of nice touch. So add a white stud, and then one of these medium azure slope pieces, another white stud, another slope piece, kind of angle it a bit, and then a medium azure cheese slope right here. And then stick a Technic pin into the underside. I guess you could go with the one that's half pin, half Technic rod, but a pin will work just fine, and you can actually stick that into the back of Primarina's head. It's not the best hold, but it definitely holds, and this is a technique I've used before on Typhlosion and probably on 1 or 2 other things. And if you angle it decently, you can kind of set Primarina down, and it looks pretty good. Again, not brilliant, but I think it's pretty good. So anyways, there you have it. The Pokemon Sun and Moon starters, much anticipated. Again, I'm not the happiest with them, but I think they still turned out alright, and I hope you guys really enjoy them. I know sometimes you guys criticize some of my builds, which is understandable because sometimes it's tough to make nice things on such a micro scale. And I have, of course, revisited Venusaur and Charizard since, so it's possible maybe someday I'll revisit the less popular builds or the ones I'm not as happy with myself. So anyways, besides that, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please rate, comment, subscribe, send this to your friends, check out my other ones. I'm going to have some more pretty cool vids coming soon. I have one Pokemon vid planned that might come out next weekend. At the very least, I already have all the pieces for it, so at the very least, expect it within 3 weeks. But it should be pretty soon. And I hope to see you guys next time.